Good morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner with a daily technical update. It is the 3rd of August and it is also a day where we are now in a confirmed correction phase on most equities markets. Here we have S&P 500 closing yesterday, closing below support at 45.27. Testing the lower rising trend line, so we are now in a correction phase. This top reversal pattern is unfolding. Support at 45.55 around, 44.55 around that level, but I think we could dip down to around 4400. And as we speak, the market is trading lower this morning. The futures, the US 500 CFD is trading lower, where we have this support line here. We also have the lower rising trend line and the 55 moving average coming up. RSI is still positive, but the divergence we have seen here for quite some time has been warning about this scenario to unfold, and I believe we will see a larger correction down to around 4400. On the Nasdaq 100, also below support at 15,420. A dip down below 15 seems likely to around the 55 moving average and the 14,750 around that support level here. If we break below that, if we close below that on Nasdaq 100, then we will have a completely different situation with a larger correction ongoing. And we can see here that the medium-term rising channel is being challenged at the moment. Let's just do that for a minute. And here we have the futures US NAS 100 illustrated by that one. Also below supports. In a downtrend, all indicators point to lower levels to around 14,000, around 700, 750, around that level. I believe we will see in coming weeks. So we are going into August with some weakness, and I think a lot of fund managers, they are probably closing their positions and going on holiday. Then we'll be back in September, but let's see about that. In the European markets, we have DAX opening significant lower this morning, actually below the we are currently below the 61.8 retracement of this uptrend here after hitting the 138.2 projection. We gapped lower yesterday and another gap here, trading around the 100 moving average. We could see a move down to the 786 retracement at 15,685. What is interesting, I also highlighted yesterday, is the 40 level here, the 40 threshold on the RSI. Will it be broken or not? Will we close below or not? That would be the key question. If we do close below, well, then we will see a test of the 15,500 support area down here. And that's going to be interesting next couple of days. We can check how the future is trading. The GR 40 CFD bouncing a little bit from the 100 moving average and the 61.8 retracement. Let's just make it a little bit clear there. So, and we have broken this rising trend line here. So, but technically, medium term, we are still in an uptrend. For now, it seems like it's merely just a correction, but the next week or so could be quite crucial. AEX Amsterdam also below support at 768. Excuse me, 768. We are still above the cloud, and RSI is still above 40. So we're basically back where we were about a week ago. So the next couple of weeks, the next few days actually could be quite crucial for what could have happened. And I can see here the future and the CFD is just back above the support at 766. The Belgian markets dancing around the 3,700 level, just above that. There's some support here around 36.76 that should be observed. CAC 40 The cash index below the support, but let's see if we have the future bouncing back, actually dancing around the 72.49 support here and the 61.8 retracement as we speak. So that's going to be interesting here the next couple of days. Will it bounce off or will it break below? That should be observed. What is interesting, if we look at the weekly on CAC, and let's just add that one. So if we take out 7,051, which are the lows here, well, then we are in a downtrend also on the medium term, because we haven't made a higher high here on the latest one. So that is something that definitely should be observed. We could get a downtrend here. There's been divergence on the RSI for quite some time. Moving on to the Forex market. The euro dollar trading around the 55 and 100 moving average, adding some support there, giving some support. We have the 40 threshold being tested currently. Will it break below or will it bounce off? That is the key question here. Just around 109 on the euro dollar. So that is really something to observe here next week. We are below the rising trend line, and if RSI drops below 40 and we start moving below here, then we are looking at 108.33, which is the support level. And if we take out that, then we could have a larger correction also on the medium term. As you can see, at least a dip down to test the lower rising trend line, which is not the strongest one, to be honest. And that could give more energy to bears trying to push it below, and then change the entire dynamic, uptrend dynamic on the medium term on euro dollar. So that's going to be interesting here in the next couple of days. Look out for those levels. On the dollar index. Dollar index testing the cloud, and actually as we speak above the 786 retracement that we talked about yesterday. We are also above the 55 and above the 100 moving average. We are above RSI 60. It is actually indicating we could move a little bit higher, and that could change the whole situation, the whole picture, especially if we trade above 103.28, which is the peak here just before the massive sell-off. But we have the 200 moving average coming down, kind of putting a lid on it. So I think the upside could be limited, and at least we are in for. I think we should see a correction down to around 101.70 before maybe we have another go. But it is still the jury's still out on that one. We are still in a downtrend on the weekly. On the medium term, and you can also see that the 55 weekly moving average is coming down. But so I think we'll see a lot of battle going on here between 100 and 103 here the next couple of weeks. Dollar yen tried to move above the 786 retracement at 143.40. As we speak, it is back below, and we could see a negative candle, and that's going to be interesting to see if we can get a negative candle down to 141 around that level. Possibly dipping down to 104, but we are above the cloud. We never went below the cloud. So dollar yen seems it's still in an uptrend, but a minor correction down to 140, 141 could be seen before next push higher. I believe we will see that. Also in the medium term on the weekly chart, we are in an uptrend is still intact. Also yen. Still in this range between 90 and 95. I would actually say between 93 and 96. Being rejected up there. We could have another test to see if we can break below the cloud, but there's some strong support down here just around 92. So I wouldn't be too surprised if it bounces from there again. Euro yen actually got rejected at the 158. Well, it actually ran out of steam before the 158. Now testing this rising trend line and break below. Well, then we could have another go at 153.28. We're still above the cloud, so I do believe we'll see higher levels, but it is really getting a little bit, if you are bullish on euro yen, I would be a little bit worried that it couldn't even test it this time. So maybe it should have a move down to around the 153.30 level here, and let's see what happens after that. We can also see RSI still in a downtrend. Cable below the rising trend line, below the 786 retracement, and at the 55 moving average. It's going to be interesting if it will close down here or not, because look at the RSI again here. We have a lot of RSIs testing key levels, especially the 40 threshold. If it doesn't close below, I think we will see a bounce on cable, and maybe later when Bank of England give their a rate decision. So that's really something to watch out for. Finally, when we are talking FX, EURSDJPY, Swedish krona, has bounced strongly, found a good foundation here at 1140 and bounced to the 61.8 retracement currently at 1175. A little bit of resistance back above the cloud. It actually never really closed below. It closed in the cloud or above the cloud every single time. So it seems like we are going to have a higher EURSDJPY level above previous peak here at 1195. And I do believe we will have 12 tested. On commodities, we have the gold spots very close to testing the 61.8 retracement. Well, let's like that at 1929, around that, and we still have bullish RSI still above 40. So we could still see a turnaround. But again, range bound here the next couple of days is not unlikely, and what we have been expected for quite some time. Whereas silver, sometimes it's actually leading the market, so maybe that could be a little bit of worry for gold bulls. And maybe we should jump back to the gold again. So if it takes out 1929, well, then suddenly 1900 could be in play, and that's something to look out for. And look out for the RSI 40 to be broken or not. And silver below 24 could dip down to test the lower part of the cloud, the 200 moving average, and the support around 2310 that should be observed. Copper very quickly testing 382. That has been this pivot level for quite some time. We are still in an uptrend, but it is being tested at the moment. But we're still in an uptrend with this rising trend line, and the RSI is still bullish. Finally, on the when we are talking commodities, oil was hit by heavy selling yesterday. We have this top reversal candle here, which is a bearish engulfing on Brent, and actually also on WTI, which we're going to see in a minute. What is interesting is that there's no divergence on the RSI, indicating this could merely just be a correction, but a correction that could take it down to, well, possibly in around 81 before picking up again on the Brent. And WTI, also a correction that was not a bearish engulfing, but very close to testing the 79 support there. I still believe we will see a move to test the 83.50 on WTI. Finally, on yields, US 10-year broke above 410, and there's no resistance until 430 level, which is both the previous peak going back in earlier this year, and it is also around the 161.8 projection of the latest correction. So around that seems to be in the cards. There's no divergence on the RSI. Yields are on the rise. All right, that was a long one today, but there's also a lot of stuff to talk about. We'll talk again tomorrow with more technical levels. Thank you very much.